What's up, Star Spill USA? And welcome back to the channel. Today, we're not just scratching the surface. We're taking a sledgehammer to the very foundation of the Brown family narrative. For 17 seasons, we've been told a story of faith, family, and the struggle to make a plural lifestyle work in a modern world. We were sold a promise. But what if that promise was a lie? What if the very show that was supposed to support the entire family became the weapon used to defraud 3 of its matriarchs? Today, we're diving into a theory so explosive, so meticulously hidden, that it redefines every fight, every tear, and every financial struggle we've ever witnessed on screen. This is the story of the Dabsark deception, the promise that bound them. In the beginning, the dream was simple and pure. The show Sister Wives was meant to be a family business. The money it made wasn't for one person. It was for everyone. It was for the mortgage on the Lehigh house, for braces on the kids' teeth, for the dream homes at Coyote Pass, for the family. We all remember Kody saying it on screen. The whole point of going public is to provide for our family and on all of our family. This money is for our children's future. And they believed him. They all did. Mary, Janelle, Christine, they gave up privacy, peace, and reputation for that shared dream. But what if somewhere along the way the dream was hijacked? The insider's revelation, a report from a television industry insider, who's chosen to remain anonymous, claims that around season 8, everything changed. That was right after Kody legally divorced Mary and married Robyn. According to the source, Kody and Robyn, now holding the legal power couple status, allegedly went to TLC and secretly renegotiated the family's contract. They reportedly established a new business entity, a corporate ghost, designed to receive the bulk payment from the network. The original family company, Dabsark Entertainment LLC, was quietly demoted, turned into a mere subcontractor. This single, calculated move was allegedly meant to blind Mary, Janelle, and Christine to the true earnings of the show they helped build. If this is true, it means that for years, 3 of the 4 sister wives were unknowingly working for a company they thought they co-owned, while the real profits were being siphoned into an account they didn't even know existed. Before we pull this thread and unravel the entire web, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button if you think this sounds shady as hell. And if you don't want to miss where this story goes next, hit subscribe and ring that bell, because trust me, this rabbit hole goes deep. Chapter 2. The Financial Hell. For years, fans have asked the same question. If Sister Wives is such a successful show, why do some of the Browns always seem broke? The Dabsark deception theory doesn't just answer that. It paints a chilling picture of financial gaslighting. Christine's breaking point. Remember when Christine was struggling to pay for Isabel's spinal surgery? A mother, desperate to help her daughter, told cameras she needed $50,000 just for a down payment. I'll sell. I'll host online parties. I'll work harder. She said that on camera in season 15 while starring on a hit TLC show. And yet she was forced to hustle leggings online to fund her child's critical medical procedure. Kody, meanwhile, offered no solutions, only excuses about COVID and travel. If the show's income was truly shared, why wasn't there enough in the family account to help her? The theory suggests that the family account Christine could access was a decoy, a fraction of the actual TLC money. Janelle's financial strain. Janelle, practical, intelligent, and business savvy, has always been the financial backbone of the family. And yet, after the move to Flagstaff, she was left homeless, forced to live in an RV on barren land because, in her own words, financially, we're in a mess. A decade into reality TV stardom, and she couldn't afford a home. She started Strive with Janelle, her wellness brand, just to survive. The show framed it as independence, but the theory reframes it as necessity. She wasn't choosing freedom. She was fighting for survival in a system that had quietly cut her out. Mary's dream denied, and then there's Mary. After her catfishing scandal, she became isolated, emotionally and financially. When she wanted to buy her family's ancestral home in Parowan, Utah, she went to the family for help with a down payment. Kody's response? We're not taking money from the family for that. We're stretched right now. Robyn looked on, concerned, echoing the same sentiment. It's just too risky right now. So Mary went it alone, hustling her LuLaRoe business to make her dream a reality. She succeeded, but the rejection exposed something deeper. How could a top-rated TLC family be too broke to support one of its founding members? Chapter 3, Chateau Robyn. Now contrast that with Kody and Robyn's lifestyle. In 2019, they purchased an $890,000 home, over 4,400 square feet, with 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and a 4-car garage. Not a rental, a full asset. And while Christine was crowdfunding medical bills and Janelle was setting up septic tanks, Kody and Robyn had a nanny. A nanny in a plural family. Add designer handbags, luxury decor, and yes, Kody's flashy 2-seater convertible. It's a stark image, the other wives scraping by while Kody and Robyn lived in comfort. The Dabsark theory says this wasn't luck or timing. It was by design. Chapter 4, The Shell Game, How They Did It. Let's unpack the alleged mechanics of this deception. At the start, everything looked legitimate. Dabsark Entertainment LLC, formed in 2010, was the official production entity. But look closely at the name. Dabsark, Dayton, Aurora, Brianna, Solomon, Ariella, all of Robyn's children. And the K? Kody. From the beginning, the company's name itself excluded the other wives and their 13 children. It was right there, hiding in plain sight. Initially, TLC paid Dabsark Entertainment, and everything seemed transparent. But after Kody's legal marriage to Robyn, a new entity was allegedly born. Brown Family Media, registered under only Kody and Robyn's names. That's when the shell game began. Here's how it allegedly worked. TLC pays, say, $2 million per season, but not to Dabsark. The payment goes to Brown Family Media. Then, Dabsark receives only a smaller subcontracted amount, the visible income that Christine, Janelle, and Mary believed was the show's total revenue. The rest? Hidden, off the books, funneled through the new entity. A paper trail built to deceive, corporate smoke and mirrors at the expense of family trust. Trust. The $2 million network payment never touched the Dabsark account. It was wired directly to Brown Family Media, the secret company allegedly controlled exclusively by Kody and Robyn. Only they had access to this account. Only they saw the moment that $2 million hit the balance. Then came the performance. Kody, slipping into his familiar role as the family's financial patriarch, called a meeting. He sat down with Mary, Janelle, and Christine. The books for Dabsark spread neatly before him. With the perfect mix of confidence and feigned exhaustion, he delivered the story. Times are tough. The network's cutting budgets. Reality TV just isn't what it used to be. This season, they could only give us $800,000. He then initiated a wire transfer, $800,000, from Brown Family Media into Dabsark Entertainment. To Mary, Janelle, and Christine, that transfer looked legitimate. The payment came in. It was visible in the Dabsark books. There was no reason to suspect anything. Kody and Robyn had effectively subcontracted their own family. The perfect illusion. This alleged scheme worked because of its brilliance and simplicity. Kody could sit with Janelle, go line by line through the Dabsark ledger, and everything would look completely above board. See, Janelle? Here's the $800,000 deposit from the network. Here are our mortgages, taxes, food expenses. It's tight. We've all got to be careful. Every figure would check out. Every expense would be logged. And Janelle, meticulous, rational Janelle, would study those numbers and conclude that yes, the family really was struggling. They would all sign off on those books, unaware that they were rubber stamping their own deception. Meanwhile, the other $2 million sat quietly in the shadows, untouched, unseen, unspoken. That was the slush fund. The hidden wealth that allegedly bankrolled Kody and Robyn's entire lifestyle. It was the down payment on the $890,000 mansion. It paid the nanny's salary. It funded Kody's sports car. It filled Robyn's closets with designer handbags and luxury decor. 2 companies? 1 illusion. A perfect financial firewall separating appearance from reality. The psychological game. But what makes this theory so chilling isn't just the money. It's the manipulation behind it. Every time Christine pleaded to move back to Utah, Kody could shut her down. "We can't afford it, Christine. Look at the numbers." Every time Mary asked for help with her B&B, he'd shake his head. The family's stretched too thin. Mary. Every time Janelle pushed to start construction on Coyote Pass, he'd sigh. The network just isn't paying like they used to. And each time he used those carefully curated Dabsark books as proof, knowing full well that they told only half the story. It wasn't budgeting, it was control. A form of financial gaslighting so elaborate it bordered on psychopathy. He made them believe in a shared struggle, a shared scarcity, while he and his favorite wife lived in quiet abundance. Robyn's role in the deception. And then there was Robyn. Her on-screen tears, her anxious hand-wringing over the family's finances. Under this theory, it all takes on a much darker meaning. It wasn't concern. It was performance. The act of a co-conspirator playing her part in a long-running illusion. While the other wives scrambled to make ends meet, Robyn wept on camera, inside a $1 million home allegedly paid for by money that should have belonged to them all. It was deception wrapped in empathy, a masterclass in manipulation. For years, the system worked flawlessly. The deception was airtight. A fortress built on corporate paperwork and personal trust. Kody and Robyn likely believed they had engineered the perfect scam. But they made one fatal mistake. They underestimated the intelligence of the one woman who had always been the Brown family's financial backbone. They underestimated Janelle. The discovery. For years, the alleged system remained invisible, a secret buried under contracts, filings, and family loyalty. But secrets, no matter how carefully buried, always find a way to the surface. All it took was one curious mind, one casual comment, and one forgotten piece of paper to start the collapse. The woman who began to pull that thread was Janelle Brown. She was never the emotional center of the family. She was the logical core. A real estate agent, a businesswoman, the family's numbers expert long before TLC cameras arrived. She knew money, and lately the numbers weren't adding up. The cracks in the story. The move to Flagstaff was supposed to be a fresh start. Instead, it was a financial disaster. They had purchased Coyote Pass for $820,000, draining the family's funds, and then nothing. The land sat barren. Kody's grand plans for dream homes turned to dust and excuses. Janelle, living in her RV on that very land, watched the decay unfold. Every sunrise over that empty, expensive property whispered the same question. Where did all the money go? The show was thriving. Ratings were strong, drama was high, and TLC was still paying. Yet Kody kept singing the same song. We're broke. The network's cutting us down, times are tough. But from her RV window, Janelle could literally see Robyn's mansion glinting in the sun. The math, emotional and financial, it no longer made sense. The slip-up, and then came the moment everything changed. During a filming day on Coyote Pass, a frustrated producer barked at a crew member, trying to get a shoot moving. I don't care what Kody says, get final sign-off from Brown family media and let's go. To the crew, it was just business as usual. But to Janelle, it was a thunderclap. Brown family media, she had never heard that name before. In over a decade of filming, every document, every discussion, every check had mentioned only one name, Dabsark Entertainment. Brown family media was a ghost, and ghosts meant secrets. Janelle didn't confront Kody right away. She was too smart for that. She knew any direct question would trigger defensiveness, manipulation, or worse, another gaslighting session. So she did what Janelle does best. She investigated, quietly, methodically. She remembered her son Garrison, who had occasionally worked with the crew, sometimes brought home old production paperwork. She called him. Garrison, do you still have any of those old call sheets lying around? Maybe in your car or a box somewhere? A call sheet, for those outside the industry, is a daily schedule for a film or TV shoot. It lists times, crew, cast, and most importantly, the production company name at the top. And one of those call sheets was about to change everything. Everything. It was a simple document, something most people in television never think twice about. A call sheet. It details who needs to be where, at what time, and contains contact information for key crew members. But most crucially, at the very top, it lists the name of the production company in charge. A few days later, Garrison stumbled upon one, old, crumpled, and marked with the smudges of a long day's shoot. It was from barely 6 months earlier. Curious, he sent a photo of it to his mother. There it was, printed in stark black and white. The name of a company she had never heard of, listed as the official production entity for the very show she starred in. Her heart must have skipped a beat. This wasn't some clerical error or overlooked detail. This was deliberate. A secret, buried in plain sight. Janelle's next step was inevitable. In the digital age, corporations leave trails, public records waiting to be found. Sitting in her RV, the air heavy with unease, she opened her laptop. Her fingers hovered above the keyboard before she finally typed the 2 words that had been haunting her. Brown Family Media. The result appeared instantly. and what she saw confirmed her worst fears. Brown Family Media, LLC. Registered agent, Kody Brown. Additional member, Robyn Brown. Date of formation, 2015. That date struck like lightning. 2015, the year Kody divorced Mary and legally married Robyn. The timing wasn't a coincidence. And the listed members? Kody and Robyn, no Janelle. No Christine, no Mary. It was the smoking gun. Undeniable proof that Kody and Robyn had established a secret company connected to the show, one that excluded the rest of the family. But Janelle still lacked the final piece, the money trail. How exactly did the payments flow? How deep did this deception run? The answer, as it turned out, came from an even more shocking source. According to our insider, a former employee from the show's accounting department, frustrated, disillusioned, and sympathetic toward the original wives, decided to leak a key internal document. It was an internal memo outlining the payment disbursement for season 16. We've reconstructed the crucial sections of that alleged memo. It read, per the revised 2015 agreement for services related to the production of Sister Wives, total compensation for the upcoming season is set at $250,000. Payment is to be made in 3 installments to the primary vendor, Brown Family Media, LLC. A separate talent fee and location services subcontract valued at $800,000 for the season is to be paid by Brown Family Media to the ancillary entity, Dabsark Entertainment LLC, upon receipt of network funds. Translated from corporate jargon, that means this. TLC paid Kody and Robyn's secret company, Brown Family Media, over $2 million. Then, Brown Family Media paid Dabsark, the family's old shared company, a fixed $800,000. The remaining $35 million stayed with Brown Family Media. That one line revealed everything. The entire operation was laid bare in cold, calculated language. The so-called family company had been quietly reduced to an ancillary entity, while the real profits flowed elsewhere. For years, Janelle, Mary, and Christine weren't partners. They were employees, unknowingly working for salaries decided by Kody and Robyn. The illusion of equality shattered in an instant. It wasn't just betrayal. It was theft wrapped in family branding. The weight of that truth was crushing. It wasn't only going to end a marriage. It would unravel an entire 30-year legacy. Janelle gathered every piece of evidence, the call sheet, the business registration, the leaked memo, and printed them. She was armed for a confrontation years in the making. And the perfect stage for that reckoning was coming. The season 17 tell-all. These tell-all specials are powder kegs by design. Long hours, emotional interrogations, and the ever-present tension of unresolved wounds. The atmosphere was already volatile in the aftermath of Christine's departure. But no one, not the producers, not the host, and certainly not Kody and Robyn, had any idea what Janelle was about to unleash. The confrontation didn't happen on camera. According to our source, it took place during a break, when the cameras were off but the microphones were still rolling. A hot mic moment. Janelle, Kody, and Robyn were waiting in a side room for their next segment. The silence was thick, the air heavy with years of unspoken resentment. Then Janelle spoke. Calm, cold, but trembling with restrained fury. Kody, I want you to explain something to me. What is Brown Family Media? Kody hesitated, his voice turning defensive almost instantly. What? What are you talking about? That's just business stuff. Paperwork. Don't lie to me. Janelle's tone hardened. I've seen the registration. It's you and Robyn, sole owners. Since 2015, what is it really? It's for liability protection, Kody snapped. You don't understand how complex the contracts are. I manage the money. I'm the head of this family. You never wanted that responsibility, Janelle, so don't you dare question how I handle it. This isn't about management, she shot back. This is about theft. I saw the payment memo. TLC pays you, Brown Family Media, and then you give us an allowance. An allowance, Kody. We weren't your partners. We were your employees. Robyn's voice broke in, trembling. No, Janelle, that's not true. Kody cut in sharply. It was the only way to keep things safe. I'm trying to build a dynasty here, and all of you keep trying to tear it apart. I have to think long-term. Janelle's eyes narrowed. Whose future, Kody? Yours and hers? Christine had to beg for money for Isabel's surgery. I was living in a trailer trying to figure out how to pay for Coyote Pass. Whose future were you protecting then? Robyn's composure cracked. Her voice rose into a desperate cry. We did it to protect the family. from bad investments, from stupid things that would drain us. We had to keep the reserve safe from things like LuLaRoe. That was it, the confession and the insult all at once. In that single outburst, Robyn admitted two damning truths. First, that they had indeed been hiding money in a reserve. Second, that she held deep disdain for the very businesses Mary and Christine built out of necessity, the same ventures she now dismissed as draining. It wasn't just a confession. It was mockery. The hot mic captured the sound of Janelle whispering just one word, "Wow." Then the faint click of a door opening and closing. The conversation was over. So was the family. There would be no courtroom scene, no grand showdown, not yet. The verdict was silent but final, written in Janelle's footsteps as she walked away. The foundation of their plural marriage was supposed to be trust, financial, emotional, and spiritual. That discovery didn't just crack that foundation. It obliterated it. Christine's exit, once thought to be about love and intimacy, suddenly took on new meaning. She hadn't just left a husband who didn't love her. She'd escaped a fraudulent business partnership that devalued her existence. The emotional betrayal mirrored a financial one. And Janelle, the most pragmatic, the peacemaker, found herself holding the most devastating truth of all. She had spent decades defending Kody, believing in his vision, sacrificing her comfort for what she thought was unity. Now she realized it had all been built on a lie. Her departure wasn't loud or chaotic. It was precise, the quiet closure of a business deal gone wrong. As for Mary, her situation had always been fragile. She was already legally divorced and emotionally isolated. But now, the financial coldness she had endured for years finally made sense. Her requests for help weren't denied because the family was broke. They were denied because she was no longer considered part of their company. The legacy of sister wives, once meant to showcase love, faith, and the strength of plural family, was now poisoned. What had been marketed as a story of togetherness had allegedly been used to defraud the very women who built it. It became, in essence, a Trojan horse. While viewers saw a struggling family, behind the scenes there was a quiet corporate coup, a calculated redirection of power and profit. Kody and Robyn hadn't just broken hearts. They may have broken contracts, spoken and unspoken, using the glittering facade of reality television as the perfect disguise. And now, after years of silence, the tide may finally be turning. According to new reports, Janelle has taken the next definitive step, hiring a top-tier forensic accountant. Forensic accountants are not hired lightly. They are financial detectives, experts in tracing hidden money, buried assets, and deceptive transactions. This isn't a move made out of curiosity. It's a declaration of war. Our sources confirm that Janelle is building a civil case against Kody and Robyn Brown, alleging the misappropriation of funds originally meant for the family's joint ventures. The amount in question? Nearly $4 million allegedly diverted over the past decade. If this case proceeds, subpoenas could force Kody and Robyn to open the books of Brown family media, revealing the true earnings from TLC and the show. The Dapsark deception could soon move from whispered theory to evidence presented in court. The family didn't just fall apart. It's about to stand trial. Family didn't just fall apart. It's about to stand trial.